Hello, everybody. So glad you're here tonight or watching at another time. It's kind of a fun topic as we've really enjoyed this winter and coming inward and resting in it. For me, this is, I think, the second winter where that I've really focused on letting go and tapping into my needs and what's going on, really being like quieting down my thoughts, um, being really reflective to how I feel and what's going on and really focus to what's happening inside me, my emotions, my mental state. And we've talked a lot about doing that this winter and really not judging it and being more curious about it. And I really love the question, what if there's something this season that I've been needing to learn? Or what is this season teaching me? I think it's absolutely beautiful. So I'd really like you to, as we begin, to just kind of tap in and get comfortable in your seats and close your eyes and take a nice deep breath in and a breath out. There's nothing else you need to do at this moment. Just be here, be present, and open your eyes when you're ready. If you feel that you have become more inward or recognized something that you need to pay more attention to, I invite you to drop it into the comments. At the beginning of this season, we really talked about seasonal affective disorder and our biology and how biologically we're meant to slow down. And um, with the decrease of the sunlight, with the cold, that it's actually a rhythm of the earth. And this time of year, even though there isn't a lot of growth, the roots of the trees are still deep down getting nourishment, and our roots can do the same. We can still really, really dig down deep and nourish ourselves emotionally, physically, spiritually, and mentally. And I love winter for that because after we nourish ourselves and take care of ourselves, it really leaves us open to a beautiful spring. And, we're right around the corner for that. So it's a great opportunity for us to talk about this tonight. So, the other thing, along with biology, is our nervous system actually gets to reset, and there's some protection that happens when we do relax a little bit from stress and feeling overwhelmed. It also allows for emotional processing and integrating. And I love the word integration. I did not really understand what that meant for a long time, but it's really as you learn something new or go through something really challenging and learn something about it, you integrate it into your life. You take the pieces of it and apply it to how you're living. And a lot of times that learning or growing is the easy part. It's easy to read a book and be like, oh, I love this. I want to be more like this, or I want to bring that type of practice into my life. But how do you go about doing it? And so that integration piece needs some time and some space. And sometimes it takes a while to do that. And I think it's such a beautiful, beautiful way of doing it. And we can really be creative as we integrate different practices into our lives. And that life transition of integration really require quietness and not a lot of busyness and thinking about it. And going inward really, really does allow us to connect to what is best for us. And I absolutely love that option that we have. I absolutely love it. It is just such a wonderful opportunity for us. So another thing too that I've really enjoyed with integration is that being really open and kind to ourselves allows space for healing and connection to ourselves. And that connection is where we really can learn who we are and learn what it is that that we need to do in our life. We can learn another way of saying that is what is our purpose? What is our purpose in life? And I that question for a long time was pretty overwhelming. And it's interesting how when you dive into what your purpose is, what comes up? What comes up for you as you navigate that? And my purpose now is not what I thought it was 10 years ago. And I love it. I absolutely love the journey and love the opportunities that my current purpose has brought into my life. Um, with going inward, it can be really challenging to think about not being productive or not accomplishing something. But tapping into yourself, it is a strength. It is not a weakness. It's a sign of wisdom and openness. And I love that we're able to do that and not feel guilty for it. Um, Sometimes, too, when you get sick, that can be a way of your body telling you that we need to rest and tap in. And it's a way of communicating with us. So, one thing that I find can be barriers during this time of year is fighting it. Starting the winter with, I hate winter. I can't stand it. I can't wait for it to be over. Um, really pushing through, feeling exhausted, or pushing through when you're sick. Hating it so much because you don't want to connect with yourself, or really deciding to stay busy so that you can numb how you're feeling or what's going on, and really judging yourself for being quieter or taking naps or doing a relaxing activity or even just sitting on the couch and relaxing, and really forcing connection when there's nothing left in our tank. It can be really challenging when we are depleted. And when our roots are buried in the ground, but they're not getting any nutrients. So it can be challenging, some of the things that come up when it's more quiet and dark and less productive. So when we do these things that we just talked about, it actually will increase our anxiety. We can, it will impact us by creating emotional numbness. Busy work is neglecting your emotions, and not managing them or recognizing them creates numbness. You can become irritable, and you can really be disconnected from your body. And when we resist the inward season, our body usually gets louder. It's saying, you need to stop. And sometimes it will make us stop, which is kind of an amazing system that our body can do. So when we do turn inward, and when we do wholeheartedly take on winter head on, it can actually offer us restoration and clarity. We can really become clear on our purpose. It can offer truth. It can shine a light on truth and things that are untrue. And that reconnection with ourself. So many women don't have any connection with themselves, and you can see it. You can literally see it on their physical person. And it also allows for a reset of priorities and realigning. When it's interesting, when you practice saying no, what's really important to you, and it can help you reset what is important to you and how you want to prioritize things. And it actually offers a chance to feel again, and you can bring those feelings into your life very, very gently and with lots of compassion. When you ask yourself, what has this quieter season shown you about what you need? What comes up when you ask that? What do you need more of? What is it that has come to your attention as you've connected more with yourself? Another beautiful thing is winter isn't permanent. We know it's going to end. And it's not meant to isolate us forever. It is meant to prepare us for our balance. And that's so beautiful. Just like working a muscle, you need to rest it for it to grow stronger. So, a really simple practice. Just get comfortable in your seat and make sure both feet are on the floor. Place one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. And take a big breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And say to yourself, let my body know it doesn't need to rush. Tell your body that. You do not need to rush. Nothing needs to be fixed right now. Where do you feel tension in your body? Where do you feel softness in your body. What does your body need more of? Take a deep breath in and let it out. I invite you to journal if you'd like to, and I'll put these in the comments. Just 3 topics, if you so choose, is what has this inward season protected you from? That's a beautiful prompt. What has this inward season protected you from? The second one, what has it allowed you to feel or notice? And the third one, where have you been judging yourself instead of listening? That just brought up uh, old behavior that I used to have. And it was a long time ago. Man, geez, 30 years ago? 30, 25, 30 years ago when I used to teach group fitness. And I taught 2 to 3 classes a day, most days of the week. And I was sick a lot. I had sinus infections a lot. And I would teach, I would not miss a class. I would teach when I was sick. I remember teaching when I had fevers. I did not listen to my body, and it was horrible. Yeah. How interesting to have that come up right now. And now when I get sick, I rest and I heal so much faster. It's actually not as bad as, I used to take a bunch of cold medicine too. So I don't do that anymore. And I just really let my body rest, and it, I just heal so much faster. Just so powerful listening to ourselves. So be honest. What's coming up? What's coming up for you? And I really love how, as we're ending winter or moving towards it, we know it's not over yet, but as we're finishing out winter, um, this season isn't asking you to do more. And I love that. It's not that checklist of all the things you need to do or the goals that you need to, the New Year's resolutions you need to make, but it's really asking you to listen. Like, listen. That's hard. It's hard to learn to listen, not only to other people, but especially to ourselves. And that is the most important relationship, is the one that you have with yourself. I love that. I love it. I love the relationship that we can have with ourselves. And when we have a honest, true, curious, non-judgmental relationship, we're really able to show up for our loved ones or our job or our neighbors when we have that. So powerful. So powerful. And it is something we can integrate into our daily life. You don't need to rush out of your inward season either. It is not a race. The goal is not to be ready, and it's not to be enough. You already are enough. It is a beautiful practice that we can take with us year round. But what a wonderful thing that winter can teach us. I mean, it's kind of making me look forward to next winter. So I invite you, as we wrap up, to say to yourself a few times, I trust my rhythm. I honor where I am. I am allowed to rest. I trust my rhythm. I honor where I am. I am allowed to rest. Next week, we're going to talk about ending the season with curiosity and not pressure, and really recognizing when that balance starts to shift and when you might be ready to start gently re-engaging without forcing yourself to go outward too soon. So it's just really being gentle and aware and connected, which might look really different than last spring too. So thank you so much for being here tonight or later when you watch this. I would love to hear how you feel about it, how this winter has been for you, if there's anything that you've learned or that you feel like you've gained by practicing and connecting. I would love to hear it either in the chat or not in the chat, but in our comments, or if you want to message me, I would love to celebrate with you. If anything seemed really challenging or difficult, I would also love to explore that with you and support you in that. It is so empowering and life-changing when we're able to do that. And we do have a beautiful community of women that we can really support each other and connect with each other as we learn these life lessons together. So I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon.